Joe Brady is the new head coach of the Buffalo Bills. I'll get into my thoughts and more on the 14th episode of the Down South Bills podcast. I am your host, Devin Long, and please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you enjoy my content. With that being said, let's get into the podcast. So today, Joe Brady is signing a 5-year deal to become the next head coach of your Buffalo Bills. I'm going to be honest, I don't know if this is a perfect hire. I don't know if it's a slam dunk, but I'm optimistic and I think it's a directional win. For the first time in a long time, the Bills are fully committing to an offensive first identity around Josh Allen. So today, I want to talk about why Joe Brady makes sense, what's his actual background, and what he does well, what concerns me, and what has to happen around him for this to work. So let's get into it. Who Joe Brady actually is. First, let's make one thing clear. Joe Brady was not LSU's offensive coordinator in 2019. He was the passing game coordinator and the wide receivers coach. But Brady played a major part in designing and installing LSU's passing concepts and helping modernize that offense. That 2019 LSU team was 15-0, national champions. Joe Burrow was the Heisman, and it was one of the greatest offenses ever. Brady worked directly with Joe Burrow and was the wide receiver coach for Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, Terrence Marshall. So while he didn't run the whole offense, he played a huge role in shaping that passing attack, and for me, that matters. NFL experience after LSU, he was the Carolina Panthers offensive coordinator in 2020 to 2021, the youngest OC in the league at the time. There were mixed results, and he was fired mid-season in 2021. Then Buffalo Bills quarterbacks coach from 2022 to 2023 and promoted to interim OC late in 2023 after Ken Dorsey was fired. He was named the full-time OC in 2024 and he's now your Buffalo Bills head coach. So this isn't a random outside hire. He already knows Josh Allen. He knows the locker room. He knows the organization. He knows the pressure, and he knows the familiarity of the team. Like that familiarity for me, that matters. Why I like the hire, offense is now the priority. For years, this team was built through a defensive lens, a defensive head coach, a defensive philosophy, defensive first thinking, and now it's Josh Allen first, it's offense first. It's a quarterback ecosystem. That alone is a philosophical upgrade for me. Brady understands the modern passing concepts, the spacing, the route combinations, the layered reads, the motion, the tempo. And we can see more like crossers, over routes, flood concepts, mesh, play action, less static isolation football, and I think that fits Josh Allen. Josh Allen likes to move to his right. People always say don't let Josh Allen get out to his right because he'll kill you when he gets to that right side. And Joe Brady, he also has experience working with elite talent like Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, the players that I mentioned. And he's not walking into this blind. He knows what elite arm talent looks like, and he knows what elite receivers look like. I don't know if Sean McDermott was holding them back in who they could get as wide receivers. I know Sean McDermott liked running the football, so he probably liked the big receivers who you can block and do all this because that seemed like the thing outside of Diggs for a couple iterations here. I know we had some of the slot guys, but we always seem to have one slot guy, some guys who can block, and then we threw in Stephon Diggs there. So I don't know how much of that was Sean McDermott, how much of that was Joe Brady. I guess we'll see here going into the future. But also continuity matters. I think we're not starting over again. I was kind of hoping we overhauled everything, and we still might as far as defensive coordinator. I don't necessarily want Bobby Babich. And I don't know about the assistants, but I think we should get an offensive coordinator in here, not just bring somebody up who's the quarterback coach. And I think we should also get a defensive coordinator in here because let's be honest, we saw Bobby Babich, and I think he's a great leader of men who can help stay around here and keep the culture going. But I also think that Sean McDermott had to help him, and when Sean McDermott helped him, that made the defense better. I don't know if it was because that was Sean McDermott's vision, and he was just playing out his own vision, and he was trying to get Bobby Babich to do his vision and not Bobby Babich's own vision. I don't know how much of that it is, but I guess we'll see going forward with the hires of offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator. So my concerns, Carolina didn't go great. This is less of a concern for me, more of a concern for others. There were red zone issues, inconsistency, identity problems. Some of that was the roster in Carolina. Some of that was Brady. Both can be true. He's never been a head coach. CEO skills matter. Clock management, game flow, staff building, culture. I think we have the culture with him staying. It depends on who else stays in the building. But I guess we'll see. We don't know yet. This is a bet. So we'll see. He also needs a great staff, in my opinion, I think. So he cannot miss on the offensive coordinator and the defensive coordinator. I know he'll be calling the plays. I know it may be a different offense now that Sean McDermott is gone. We'll see. But I think with the defense, the thing that I want to point out is in the press conference, Terry Pagula and Brandon Beane they mentioned that if they got a new defensive coordinator or a new offensive minded head coach who wants to run a different defensive scheme or a new whatever the case may be, Brandon Beane said that we would get new defensive players. And I think this is a big key here because I don't think we need to continue letting teams run on us with these little linebackers and these little defensive linemen in the interior. I love Ed Oliver. I think Ed Oliver should stay on this team. But I think along with Deion Walker, TJ Sanders, and the other guys, I think we need a guy who can really fill the gaps. A bigger guy around the size of Deion Walker. I know Deion Walker's huge, so maybe not the size of Deion Walker, but a big guy who can really fill the hole, like a Vita Vea type, something like that. Maybe not Vita Vea. Obviously, he's probably staying where he is. But yeah, something along those lines, and also bigger linebackers like Shaq Thompson. One of my frat brothers, my line brother Ernest Jones, plays on the Seattle Seahawks, going to the Super Bowl. Was on a Super Bowl team previously with the Rams his rookie season, and led the game in tackles that game. Really a guy who can chase the run. Also is getting better in the pass. Had a lot of interceptions this year. I think the most interceptions sent by a linebacker since like 1999 or something like that. Crazy. So he got better at defending the pass. I believe he dropped the interception in the Super Bowl with the Rams, and now he's catching every interception he gets. So I think we should get maybe like a young linebacker who can really, really play the run really strong, and then just try to get him better in pass coverage, or someone who's a little bit okay in pass coverage but great at the run. Someone like that we can kind of develop maybe on the younger side, because I think someone who can really stop the run. I love Terrell Bernard, but he's little. He's little, let's be honest, and he's always hurt. So I think we should maybe trade him, whatever we need to do, and draft or get a bigger linebacker, or keep Shaq Thompson and then maybe get a young guy to kind of grow under his wing. But I think we should definitely get some personnel changes, which is why I say a different defensive coordinator, unless Bobby Babbage is going to change all that. Not sure. So, and that goes directly into my next point of what must happen around Brady. I think we need to hire an experienced defensive coordinator to build a front, stop the run, develop pass rushers, etc. We can always say that Sean McDermott develops great DBs, safeties, but I'm not too sure about pass rushers. Boogie Basham and Poona Ford should have been better as Buffalo Bills, and that's just my opinion. I think we also need to upgrade the weapons. I'm not I'm gonna keep saying this. So having Josh Allen does not mean you have to ignore the skill players. Matt Stafford had an $11 million higher cap hit than Josh Allen this year, and he had the best receiver in the league, and then they added Devontae Adams. I'm not saying that we need to, but I'm saying we can get some great weapons here. Great quarterbacks around the league have great weapons. We've seen it in multiple places. I don't really want to hear about the cap space. I'm sorry. I've seen other teams do it. And so the Bills need a high end, true number one receiver, more speed, more separation. And Brady's offense, it needs playmakers. I don't know if he's running bubble screens because he has to, because of McDermott saying that the offense got too cute. The offense got too cute. McDermott loved to say that. So I don't know if he just want us to run the ball all the time or whatever the case may be in that sense. But I think we need some more offensive playmakers. And I think we also need to invest in the D line, a run stuffer, as I mentioned, some interior pressure, edge juice, and then this team it has been soft inside for years, and that has to change. So how Brady fits Josh Allen. Brady is best when Josh Allen is playing in rhythm, using the quick game to play action, and there's design movement. Not when he's playing hero ball, there's third and long, and like we need to get into manageable first and second down so that Josh Allen can make plays on third down, and we can not even have third downs. Just really have a different offense where we attack down the field even when they're playing that little shell defense with too high. So I think this offense has to change. I think it will change. I'm optimistic about that. So we may find out if it was Sean McDermott telling us to be not too cute or not. So I guess we'll see. But what success looks like in year one, I don't think it's Super Bowl or bust. I want it to be Super Bowl or bust, trust me. I'm a Buffalo Bills fan just like you are, probably. And I want us to win a Super Bowl. But realistically, I think we have to be a top 5 offense with Josh Allen, who's the best quarterback in the league. I think we have to have fewer turnovers than we had last year. I think we have to keep Josh Allen cleaner. I think we need to get younger and cheaper on the offensive line, but I do think we need more chips, more movement, more, just more things to protect Josh Allen, because him getting hit, the most he's ever gotten hit in his career, and then Brandon Beane saying our first priority is protect the quarterback, that doesn't line up. So I guess we'll see there. We also need more explosive plays, and if we see all of that, I think we're on the right track. Big picture thought: this hire does not guarantee anything, but it finally aligns with the franchise's most important asset, which is Josh Allen. That alone makes it the right move. And now Brandon Beane has to deliver: players, talent, stars. No more excuses. So in closing, Joe Brady is a bet on the offense, a bet on modern football. I know we can say there were 3 of the 4 top best defenses in the league in the last Final Four, whatever. Seattle was one of the best, I think number 2, number 3 defense, maybe number 1. And the Rams scored all over them. They needed Sam Darnold to, make some plays. And so then we had who else was it? We played the Broncos, the Jags. They had great defenses. We scored all over them. I mean, it just, maybe in the end you need a great defense to get a stop, because it's gonna go back and forth and back and forth. And if it doesn't, it's probably like weather or something like that, or you have Jared Stidham and Drake May knowing he doesn't really have to do anything to win this game, so. With all that being said, this is a bet on modern football. This is a bet on Josh Allen's prime. And now we see if this organization can actually back it up with roster moves. So let me know what you think about the hire. Do you like it? Do you hate it? Are you somewhere in between? And if you enjoyed this episode, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And follow me on X at Down South Bills. And as always, go Bills.